All right, my friends, there's nothing better that I love to say than I told you so, and I told you so. Sorta. That Mann Act stuff is just, I think that was a, thank you. I think that was a compromise verdict. They said, let's give him something. Mann Act. Apparently, the two women, Cassie and whoever the other one was, were apparently prostitutes because what he was found guilty of was 2 counts of transporting women over state lines for prostitution. So guess what, Cassie? You're a prostitute. How do you like them apples? I told you this from the beginning. This wasn't racketeering. Racketeering didn't even find 2 predicate acts. Not even 2. Arson at this and parking lots. And it was the most incredible thing in the world. They didn't find racketeering. Racketeering is the easiest case. It's big in theory. But 2 predicate acts? That's it? Nothing? Then you had this one juror who didn't speak English and didn't understand the case. I thought, ooh. And from the beginning, I told you, from the beginning, it's not that he's not that he's a good guy or whatever. He's a dirtbag. But that's not against the law. Justice has been served. Charge him with something. They could have charged him with filing or tampering the serial numbers on guns or some technical tax thing. That's what they did to get Al Capone. That's what you do. Who was it who came after this sex trafficking? When the victim made what, 10 million, what, 25? How much total do you think she got, Cassie? $30 million. Said she texted him, I like freak offs. Remain friends with him. Hell, he was still paying rent or whatever. It was a dog under those cases. Let me say this again. Listen to me carefully. Listen. What if they charged him with arson? You would say, arson, stupid. That's crazy. Yes, that is stupid. And the bottom line is simply this. You've got to find somebody guilty of what they did. It is axiomatic. If there was a federal charge of drugging people, okay. If there was a charge of another thing too is Diddy could have filmed this. He could have said, everybody, now remember, presuming there are no women, presuming there are no children, but he could have had people sign NDAs. He could have said, I am basically filming you. We're going to upload this to Pornhub or whatever it is. They would say, okay, it would have been porn. Do you see what I'm saying? It would have been porn. Had they agreed to it, had they signed this, those women would have done it. Are you kidding? They say, sure. He could have thrown them a couple of bucks nominally. Another thing I've been saying, by the way, I'm going to be doing Sean Atwood today at 1. The thing which is the most important, the thing which is the most critical is, and don't forget, don't worry, I'll be out there, honey. If we have to, I'll do that. We're going crazy right now. We're Mrs. L's doing her thing. She's doing her Nancy Grace thing. I've got mine. I'm the lone wolf in this because people think that what I'm saying is that I like him or I admire him or what he did was okay. No, absolutely not. It never was. I am a lawyer. And when you are charged with something in our country, you want to be found guilty of what it is you're charged with. If you're charged with speeding, and when they clocked you, you weren't speeding, or the radar gun wasn't certified, or whatever it is, you are going to say that's not fair. That's not fair. You didn't prove your case. This was the biggest overkill anybody has ever seen. And I kept telling people, and people thought I was demented by virtue of saying, what are you saying? It's terrible. It was awful. And please forgive me. I'm a little bit excited about this because I knew it. And I love this system and I love this country and I love this. Even in federal court, those people said, the hell with you. Now people are going to be saying, do you think Diddy paid people off because Diddy was saying things like, don't worry, namaste, namaste. It's okay, mama, don't worry. Little boy's going to. Did he know? He didn't pay anybody off. Well, let me tell you something. Be very careful. I don't know who these people were, but Diddy is now a god. He has been elevated. He was kind of like a half-ass. He is now bulletproof. He has got the Gotti effect. He is at a level, nobody, Suge Knight, none of these people, everybody else is in jail. He walked. Take that, Jay-Z. Take that, Clive Davis. Take whoever it is out there. This is the baddest ass there was. He went, he fought him, he did it, and he beat the government. He did it. See, this is something which is, his provenance or his status now in the biz is bigger than anything you can imagine. This is unbelievable. He's going to be the biggest star, he is a folk hero. He beat him. And took on the government. I fought the law and I fought authority. Authority always wins. Anyway, I'm trying to think. I fought the law and the law won. No, this is wrong. I'm getting the wrong song here. He fought the law and he won. This is the most incredible story there is. This goes to show you, this is a great country we live in. Now, had they charged him with the right thing? What would they have charged him with? They put drinks in. They loaded up drinks with some kind of GBH or whatever it was. Okay, there's no federal statute for that. There's no federal murder statute. There's no federal murder. There's no such thing as like murder one, murder two. It's always violation of civil rights. It's a different story. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to say this again and again and again and again and again. Our system won. Because in the old days, you could say, it's not that money talks. If he were Joe Blow, they would never have brought this charge. It would have you've never have heard this charge. Never. See, that's the thing. People think, well, the privilege. Privilege my ass. He spent how many months? When did this, how long was he in jail? Let me see something. Yeah. So let me see here. By the way, ChatGPS says that I have, what was it? My Bronx, that my accent, my what? My Bronx cadence from my being born in the Bronx is like, what? ChatGPT, come on, man. How long has Diddy been incarcerated pre-trial? Let's see, what we're doing is he has been incarcerated, searching the web since his arrest in September 2024. So 10 months. So let's go through this. He is going to be found, he's going to be charged with nada. Carla said, yeah, 9 months. Yep. It's a good day for America, Carly. Carly. Listen to me, Carly. Carly, Simon, Carla. And the reason is because it was the most ridiculous thing ever. Let me go back to what I'm saying. Please forgive me. As you can see, I'm not excited. This has been weighing on me. I've been telling people, don't worry. Diddy has been held in federal custody without bail since his arrest in mid-September 2024. So as of July 25, he spent roughly 10 months incarcerated pre-trial. So what happens is the only two cases he has. Who was the other woman? I know it was Cassie.
She went Jane Doe.
Yeah, Jane Doe. So Jane Doe, these two women were brought across state lines for purposes of prostitution. How do you like that? Think they like that? You're a prostitute. I don't think they like it in that respect. So to be clear, Diddy was basically only found guilty for being a John. Yeah. No, being a pimp. Not a John, a pimp. It was the white slavery. He's the pimp. And in the black community, I'm sorry, but in the hip hop community, doesn't get any better than that. Huh? Think about this. This is so incredible. Racketeering. How many times did I tell you, this is not what racketeering is about? But they didn't even find 2 predicate acts. 2 predicate acts. This is the most important thing. Because you got to ask yourself, what would it have taken for the jury to find Diddy guilty of racketeering? That's the most important part. What would it have taken? 2 predicate acts. That's it. For the jury to find him guilty under RICO, prosecutors have to prove all of the following: the existence of an enterprise, the engagement of interstate commerce, pattern of racketeering. Let me see. Number. Now, he's got that final Mann Act. Could be like, what, 10 years? They're going to look under the sentencing guidelines. Okay? Remember, you need two predicates for a minimum to find some kind of a pattern. He's going to be looking at, he could very well be sentenced as a first-time offender, never before. Remember, the sentencing guidelines determine what it is. For a first-time offender for Mann Act violations, might be, what? Yeah, that's the maximum. There's 10 years max on each charge, but you don't get 10 years. That's the maximum. But federal courts have the sentencing guidelines, and the sentencing guidelines are what the courts uphold. It goes to the not the probation, but the prison sentence or the probation offices, and they do an upgrade. They look at, do you have a prior record? Were you on any kind of bail at the time? Is there any victim injury, victim impact, blah, 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 blah. And it goes through all these factors. You add them up, you turn over the paper, and boom, 5 years, 2 years. In federal court, you're going to do 85%. There is no parole in federal court. So whatever he gets as a sentence, and the judge could depart under the guidelines if he sees clear and convincing reasons. He could do a variety of other reasons. And you think Diddy will do? You think he'll do 5 years? You think he'll do 5 years? You betcha. He'll have the cushiest. 5 years anybody's seen. It'll be some club fed, and watch what he does. He then he's going to put out some type of a program to reach out to young black offenders to try to work to improve prison conditions, to change the draconian prison treatment of innocent people, and prison reform, and kind of what Chuck Colson did. He can parlay this. He will be bigger. The federal government's going to want him out of prison. They're going to want him out. Because every day he's in prison, knowing he's going to get out, knowing this is a consolation as he lives this exemplary life behind bars, counseling. Oh my God. Not only that, he is the biggest badass. Remember when people talk about being a pimp? I don't know where this comes from, but in the black rap community, this can be seen as some kind of I don't know what you want to call it. This could be seen as a badge of honor, some form of cred or whatever I don't know anything about this musical thing. This is serious business. But I can't say this enough. Hey, Cassie, you were a hoe. How do you like that? Your boyfriend, the guy that you got $30 million from or whatever it was, this guy, they said you were being transported as a prostitute. How do you like that? Think about that. You think she likes that? I mean, as an actual prostitute. And he's a pimp and you're a... Oh, my God. See, one of the things for Mann Act violations was what they got Jack Johnson on. They got Chuck Berry, R. Kelly. It was this weird thing. You see, federal has this jurisdictional problem. Federal court loves to lock in to connect some kind of what's the word? Some kind of a federal aspect to it. And it might be sometimes mailing something, wire fraud, using the instrumentality of the mail system, crossing federal lines, commerce clause violation, flying. You have to make it federal. You know the expression, do we have to make a federal case out of this? Well, that's for good reason. And that's precisely what this is about. So this is incredible. This is incredible. And what's happening is that you can also say, how many people do you think of that, honey, and that my wife knows more about this. How many people died over the course of all these people who died? Who was the one, that one lady who died? Kim Porter. Yeah, mother of his twin daughters. Yep. Let me tell you something. This is like the Clinton, the Clinton death wake, so to speak, the wake of dead people. These are people that are absolutely... Keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them. Because this is something which is really, 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 really critical. Because these people don't mess around with this guy. Don't mess around. And people who might want to do him a favor. Now, the last thing in the world he wants is he better put the word out. Do not touch these people. I've been trying to tell people for the longest time that I am not some racketeer. So if anything happens to them, how do you think Justin Bieber feels? If they'd have brought Justin Bieber in, I don't see it. There's not going to be a good end for Justin Bieber or Britney Spears or a lot of other people. They could have been so smart. If they could have done something as simple as not taxes or changing the filing serial numbers off guns or some ammunition. You always want a case that's very cut and dry, something that doesn't have any emotions to it. Failing to file a federal whatever. Tell me your time again, honey. 11 what? Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna talk to you as much as I can. Who's got questions? Come on. Chris says, thanks, Lionel. Your conviction and confidence helped me agree with your prediction. The Mann Act, though, is like, who cares? But thank you. That's a throwaway. That is a throwaway. And Robert says, if it's consensual, Robert says, if it's consensual, what's the issue? Robert, you're absolutely correct. In addition, remember, when you say consensual, a lot of times there is this, what do you call that again? That trauma bonding. And there is something that happens to these people who find themselves in this world. But that's not a federal case. Remember, federal case. If they'd have charged Diddy with arson, he would have been found not guilty because there's no fire, even though he's terrible. If they would have charged Diddy with murder, it would have been not guilty because there's no death. They charged him with the wrong thing. That's all I care about. I'm not. This is not my assessment of him as a human being or whether I like him. That's not it. Oh, he's a dirtbag. That's not what we're being charged with. Now, you brought something up, Robert. There are right now, as we speak. In fact, I did this the other day. I asked, ask yourself this. How many total professional athletes are there in the United States? Major League Baseball, NBA, and NFL. How many do you think there are? As we speak right now in the United States, there are approximately like 2,500. I'm getting an answer now. Let me see this. It's about, oh, look at this way. Major League Basketball is 30 teams. So there might be about 3,000 active professional athletes in the MLB, NBA, and NFL. About 3,000. Do you know when those people show up and they go into a town or they're involved in some kind of whatever it is? Do you know how many recruiters there are, facilitators, pimps, and assignation heads, hotel personnel, women who go looking for where are they staying, where are the Knicks staying, where are the Lakers staying? You know, they have these wives of basketball or whatever it is. Do you know, not to mention rock stars, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, since the beginning of time, Hugh Hefner. There have been orgies, women who, since the days of Louis B. Mayer, women who give their soul, who sell their soul, who end up becoming drug-addled or chemically dependent, women who were used, women whose vulnerability are taken advantage of. Is that a crime? Maybe there should be a crime, but is that a crime? When you voluntarily bring yourself into this. Did any of these women call the police? No. Every single weekend during the playoffs, during the World Series, hotels have their own security, teams have their security to keep women away. And you will never know how many orgies, how many orgiastic events happen. So the point I'm trying to say, this goes to show you the nature of the business. You may not like it. You may not care for it. It may be the worst thing possible, but that's the way it is. And I would have loved, and when they didn't take the stand, that was one of the most brilliant things ever. It's like, why take the stand? Diddy could have opened the door for something nobody had ever thought about. I know there's a lot of people who feel very disappointed, who pinned their idea of justice on this. They pinned justice on this. They wanted this to be some vindication for these lifestyles. They don't like him because he's black, or they don't like him because he's a punk, or they don't like him because whatever. But in the black community, he is as tough. He won. Everybody else. How many people get acquitted? R. Kelly got it. Suge Knight got it. Others are gunned down. Can we think of any other ones, honey? Any people who walked? Yeah. Normally, when you're pegged, no, in the courtroom, no way. He is indelible. And this was the Biden administration that did this. This was the Biden administration. You hear what I'm saying? This is the Biden. Now remember, Biggie Smalls they killed. I don't think Trump could pardon him for the Mann Act. Nah. That would be crazy. This is not pardonable. Let me tell you something. Bill Cosby got it. You're right. Now, the question is, do they let Diddy... Oh, R. Kelly's gone. And what R. Kelly did, I would say maybe is as bad, maybe not as bad as, I don't know, it's hard to say. It's hard to apportion who's bad or who's worse. Should Diddy be released pending either the appeal, because they're going to appeal, obviously, the finding of the Mann Act violation, that's the white slavery. The judge could say he's not going to flee. The federal government is saying, no, he continued to break the law during the course of, even during the trial, there was drug use and intimidation. Are you kidding? He's going to, the world is safe. You don't remember this, but there was a guy one time who was alleged to have robbed or roughed up Vinnie Chin Gigante's, not the Chin for Chinzino, Vinnie Chin Gigante's mother. Remember this? And while he was out, while he was saying, look, I'm not in charge of organized crime, I'm not a boss, this guy, when they arrested him, the police were laughing. They said, do you know whose mother you just robbed? And he went like this. And the guy says, no. He says, yeah, him. So the word was out theoretically that Chin or others said, nothing happens to him. Because if anything happens to this guy, the claim will be made that I'm indeed the head of some kind of crime family and that everything they said about me is true and blah, 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 blah. Okay? So he was this safe. There were people basically in the mob kind of making sure he was okay, kind of following him. He was the safest man. Right now, nobody is going to be hurt at all with Diddy on either some type of bail, or he can wear an ankle monitor. Oh, can you wait till he writes not his book, but he goes on all of his fortune. They were going to wipe him out. And he never ratted anyone out. He was solid to the core. He never said anything. Remember, they were talking about Jay-Z and all that. He didn't say anything. He did nothing. He kept his mouth shut. Not that Jay-Z is involved in anything, but he kept his mouth shut. He didn't say anything. He did his thing with his gray hair, and he brought his Bible in. And we don't know how that jury looked at him. How that jury looked at him. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you this much. This carefully. I don't want you to be happy for him. I want you to be happy for the system. I want you to be happy that our system works. Because he wasn't given preferential treatment because of his money. He was treated unfairly. No regular person would have ever been charged with this. Never in federal court. Never. They targeted him. Why the Biden administration did this? I have no earthly idea. None. And now Pam Bondi is going to be, I'm sure she's going to be making some kind of claim or whatever, but those were really her, not even her people. So I'm going to be back throughout the day. Make sure you are subscribed to Lionel Nation right here, my friends. And listen to me. Remember when I tell you something. When during the George Zimmerman case, I predicted day one they would find him not guilty. People went berserk thinking that I liked him or I cared for him or I'm telling you, because I knew the stand your ground laws in Florida. I knew what the facts were. That's number one. Remember Casey and Anthony? Remember her? I said she's going to be found not guilty too. And people went crazy. I said, because there's no evidence of homicide. There's no evidence of homicide. There was a skull that was found with no evidence. We didn't even know if it was natural, accidental, suicide, homicide, nothing. It had nothing to do with, of course she did it, but you got to prove it. I got that right. Not got it right. I just told you this is what's happening. So it's not about who deserves. Acquittal has nothing to do with it. Conviction has nothing to do with it either. It's about the facts of the case and did you prove it? And I'm telling you right now, This is a great day to be an American because even this guy got a fix. And I thought for sure those jurors would absolutely be the worst, especially the one guy who didn't speak English. You hear that guy? He's like, I don't understand. I don't know why I'm doing this accent, but I don't know why I don't understand the law. And I thought, maybe that was a good pick. In any event, dear friends, follow me, follow me, follow me. Thank you. Thank you. I wonder what this does to baby oil stock or Astro Lube or Glide or whatever it's called. And probably has its own brand. Yeah. Remember what was it called? The ping pong ball test or whatever, all these things that I didn't really need to know. But that's not it. All right, my friends, we love you. Don't forget, stay tuned to me. Watch also Mrs. L is going to be doing a Nancy Grace piece. She's a star of that show. The star of that show, like you can't. Unbelievable. And bless her heart, Nancy does a tremendous job. She's going to be livid. There's going to be smoke coming out of her ears. And she, as a lawyer, should rejoice in the fact that justice was served because a jury of his peers, theoretically, in Manhattan. I don't know what that means. This is the same bunch of people who likes Zoran Mamdani. So I'll let you figure that one out. All right, my friend. Thank you so much. We'll see you later. Stay tuned. Stay poised. Stay connected to Lionel Nation. And until then, my friends, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Da-da.